You know what I find really odd about the Charlie Kirk assassination? He is all over YouTube and he is conservative and based in logic. He loved God and the whole bit. Based in common sense, which is something this country is in desperate need of. Anyway, moving right along. So I find it odd that somebody can climb up to a roof with a weapon, be seen on the roof after the assassination, and after they assassinate Charlie, they disappear in thin air and they're quotation marks at large. It's going to take somebody time to get off of a roof. How do you give him enough time to get up there and do what he has to do and then scramble to get off of there and nobody saw him? He just kind of vanished in thin air. I find that very, very, very odd because it takes time to get off of a roof. You're not going to get off a roof in 30 seconds. Now, you could bet your sweet Patushka that if he shot a CIA or law enforcement, they'd have his ass. Did I go there? Yes, I did. You're going to hear the humming of my fan in the background. Mother Nature has returned the heat for the entire weekend, the rest of the weekend, several days. Could be real hot. Thank you, Mother Nature. Anyway, there was a person who commented under the video, because there's tons of videos pertaining to this whole assassination, and that's exactly what it is. He said, I was a sniper in Afghanistan and something else he said. So he knows all about, where to shoot and what the effect would be and that kind of thing. And he said that was a spinal cord hit. And that's basically a professional hit. 200 yards away and bingo. And, boom. And didn't injure him. Made sure that they got rid of him. And the posturing of his arms after he was shot. That's a neurological response. And that's indicative of a brain or a spinal cord hit. And the sniper guy, he used to be a sniper, he said he was dead before he hit the ground. He didn't have a chance. I saw the actual video where it took place. It's pretty graphic. Blood is gushing. It looks like it's coming from his neck. And he basically went flying to the left. He was in a seated position. And he basically, his arms postured where his arms were both towards his body after he was shot. And then he collapsed. And his security picked him up and got him out of there. But it was too late. I mean, he was dead before he hit the ground. Chances are. I just, how do you get away with that? How are you at large? And if anybody thinks that wasn't done on purpose, I don't know what world you're living in, sweetness. I don't know what world you're living in. People like to bury themselves in this fantasy world so that they're protected from reality. And that's just not going to work. I mean, it's obvious that it takes time to get to a roof, and it's obvious that it takes time to get off the roof. And they gave him plenty of time to get away, and he just disappeared. Boom, gone. Poof, in a puff of smoke. I gotta say, and I've said this before, the evil that's been being perpetrated in this country over the past multiple years, the hatred, the evil, the people that you expect to protect you don't. And so what will happen is, in situations like this, or any situation similar, what will happen is people will jump on the government, the media, everybody would jump on this. Oh my God, gun control, gun control, gun control. Look, I don't want to hear nothing else about gun control, okay? Because that shows a lack of common sense if you're focused on the gun. The gun you could have 2,500 guns on multiple tables, and they're not a threat to anybody. They're just laying there minding their business. It doesn't have squat to do with gun control. What it does have to do with is sickos having access to guns and people that are paid to provide a hit. I went there. The people behind the guns are the problem, not the guns themselves. Okay? You can have a syringe with poison in it. If it's laying on a table or on the counter or wherever it's laying, it's not a harm to anybody. It's only a harm when someone picks it up and injects it in someone. Okay? We get focused on the wrong damn thing, and because the media is trying to yank you in a direction that has nothing to do with what's actually going on, and everybody follows what the media told them to do and runs behind them like, yeah, gun control. Let me educate people that are on that stupid page. Criminals don't care about laws. Can we get that straight? That's the lesson for today. Criminals do not care about laws. They don't care about, it's illegal to just randomly murder someone. They really don't care. Okay. Just like a guy was in he's on death row in the Indiana prison, and the black guy, and I can't think of his name, so I have to refer him to the British black guy, and I'm sorry, but I don't know his name. He talked to a psychopath. And dude said, he's like, do you have any remorse? And he said, I killed him and then I went straight to dinner. I mean, it doesn't bother me at all. I'd do it again. That is the attitude that's a danger to society and everything else. That mentality right there is the problem. And no criminal ever will say, they've tightened gun laws and I think that I probably shouldn't do it unless I go the legal way. The media is notorious for yanking you in the wrong damn direction, and everybody follows behind, and then people follow behind them, and before you know it, everybody's on the same stupid page with gun control. When is it going to get through people's heads that criminals don't give a rat's ass about laws? That's why they're criminals. Hello, McFly. Anyway, Charlie, my dear, rest in peace. You did the best you could do up until yesterday. My heart goes out to you. May you rest in God's arms until eternity. Erica, his wife, I am so sorry, sweetheart. I'm so very sorry for you and your children, your children. I'm so very sorry for you. I'm so sorry you're going through this, and I don't know. It just seems like this country and its leaders have turned into... No, not turned into. My bad. Let me erase that. They've been thugs for the past several years. Thugs. Straight up thugs. Straight out of Compton. And it continues. Now, will this person that did this get caught? I don't know. It's all part of the plan, so probably doubtful. I'll be surprised if he gets caught and it serves any type of real punishment for what was done, because that was all set up. It was all prepared and set up. Anybody who thinks differently is seeing the world through rose-colored glasses. I mean, you know, I come from violence. I was born in violence. I don't have the luxury of sticking my head in the sand and pretending that lollipops grow on trees. I just never was that person. Okay? And I never will be that person. So, God bless his family. God rest his spirit, his soul. God help us as a country that this type of shit happens. And whoever ordered this hit, 9 times out of 10, no, probably 100% out of 100% of the time, they get away with it because they have power. And when you have power, you could break the law. You could bend the law, twist it, twist the Constitution, remove whatever you want because you're in office. Previous admin, okay? We didn't have a constitution. All our rights were taken, and it's just disgusting. I don't know what the fuck is wrong with this country, but I would love to see positive changes, but I'm starting to think that we're so far gone that there's nothing that can be done. We have to pray. That's all we have to do is pray that good overrides the evil at some point. And my heart, I cried yesterday. I will not BS you. I will tell you the truth about it. I cried because it hurt me that he was taken from this earth. He was the voice of reason and rationale, not for thugsters from the left, but from normal people who could think past their nose and can think past what they were told to think. Like I said, when you grow up in reality, my reality was totally against the norm. You can see what's really going on as an adult because you were not born in a fluffy, flower-filled world. Somebody like that can easily be naive the rest of their life. I was born in reality. I was born in a harsh reality, where parents are supposed to love and protect their children, and that wasn't going to happen. And the two people who were supposed to raise me were my enemies. So I knew from a baby, subconsciously, that parents are wicked. Some parents are wicked. And to think that people who have power are not wicked is very naive thinking. Very, 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 very naive. This was a professional hit. There were multiple people that said that online. This is a professional hit. And when someone has an agenda, and their agenda has been working, and they have brainwashed a lot of people, somebody who's speaking the voice of reason is a threat. Somebody who's showing you an alternative thought process that follows a lot more logic is a threat. When someone's a threat, they got to go. And no one will be, I highly know, I know for a fact that the person who's behind this, who ordered this hit, will never be charged. Now, those of us that don't have power, we're just your average Joe. We can't order hits, and we can't destroy the country, and we can't be evil and get rid of laws if it's inconvenient for us. We can't do that shit. We'd actually be under the prison. But other people are untouchable, and the only one who can save us at this point is God. And we need to pray, and we need to pray hard, and we need to pray as often as we can, because there are some people, Soros, who has been a demonic son of a bitch to this entire country, and he's gotten away with everything. He has paid people to infiltrate and do all kinds of horrible things to go against the very country that his ugly ass lives in, and he gets away with it, and has been getting away with it, and continues to get away with it. And so, yeah, people of power can do that and get rid of, kick laws right out of the way, and do whatever the hell they want to do, and it's perfectly okay. And people like him, I don't know why he's still breathing, but people like him are committing treason every day. Treason. Okay. Treason for people like you and me is bad. Treason for people that are higher up, where you go against your own country, well, they can do that because they got power. We can't do that because we don't have power. That's how it works. That's how it's always going to work. I just pray that God does some serious smackdown, and too many evil people have gotten away with way too much. Way too much. And we need a divine intervention like yesterday. Honestly. Because, yeah, this is getting out of control now. The good people are being eliminated, and the bad people just their reign of terror just continues. And people, and don't tell me that Soros wasn't involved with a lot of hate, because people have admitted that they were paid by him to cause rioting. So don't freaking go there with me. They admitted it. Okay? We got to take the rose-colored glasses off at some point and stop seeing the entire world as a beautiful aquarium with gorgeous exotic fish in it. We need to start seeing what's really going on. Take the glasses off, take a deep breath, get you a cup of coffee, whatever you got to do, and face reality. I love you guys. Take care. All we have is each other. Much love.